I'm a big football fan, can't get enough of it. I will say one thing about the NFL that's like never made sense to me is that when a player on the field gets injured, all of his teammates will take a knee, watch him get carted off by medical personnel, and then just like go back to playing the game. And I really respect how athletes can watch a teammate leave the field with an injury and then just immediately resume doing their job. Because I work in an office, and I'm sorry, but if the lady in the cubicle next to me shatters her spine, then gets dragged out on a stretcher, I will be taking a half day. I hate working in an office. I had one of those days recently where I was just so miserable that I had to be in the office that I started getting annoyed by things that I know I don't even care about. Like, we were in a meeting, and we were pulling something up on the computer, and an ad for that movie Black Adam popped up on the screen, and a coworker of mine, who's like a perfectly nice lady, goes, "Ugh, I hate how The Rock always just plays himself in all of his movies." And for some reason that infuriated me. Because how are you to complain The Rock always plays himself? It's like, yeah. He's a 6'7", 290-pound, half black, half Samoan, shredded professional wrestler. Who else is he supposed to play? Nixon? That man literally has to play himself, because it doesn't matter. He can put on a wig, glasses, do an accent. You are still never walking out of a movie theater going, "Wait, was that The Rock?" Worst job I ever had was the first job I had when I moved out to California. It was a minimum wage job. And look, a lot of my friends work minimum wage jobs too, but I worked a minimum wage job at a big corporation, which meant that I got to see both extremes of the wealth gap. And that part was kind of fascinating. I don't know if any of you know this, but poor people love talking about class warfare, starting a revolution, and violently overthrowing the rich. And rich people love just kind of pretending those conversations are not happening. My millionaire boss would come up to his top floor office and be like, "Robert, do you realize you are one more late report away from the management team writing you up?" And all I can think is dude, do you realize you are one good Bernie Sanders tweet away from the interns throwing you off a balcony? I don't know. I do love California. I've lived here a while. I actually think I'm the first one to notice this. It is a very expensive place to live. That's why you can tell who here comes from money, because they're the only ones having a good time. I know someone in LA whose parents recently bought them a house in the Hollywood Hills, and then afterwards a friend of ours turned to me and he goes, "Dude, I had no idea they had rich parents." And it's really? You never noticed they were always free at 1 p.m. on weekdays? It's what was going through your head when they invite you to hang out at 10 a.m. on a Monday, where you're just I guess the factory must have them working the night shift. I don't know. I love rich people, though. I hope to be one day. It is sometimes hard to be friends with rich people because it's impossible to relate to their problems. A friend of mine's really rich, and he recently told me that he's paranoid about poor people intentionally throwing themselves in front of his car just so they can sue him for hitting them. And of course, I can't relate to that because I've got actual real life problems. How rich people keep swerving out of the way after I throw myself in front of their car.